Welcome everybody, my name is Sketchframe Studios. You may call me Ants. I have not been here for a while. I'll admit it has been a hectic time. I'm trying to get art commissions kind of up and running, and I've been working on a side project of my own. Um, right now, I want to try to reboot some of these series, and I thought the first one that might be really fun is if we just learn how to draw together. Instead of me doing a how-to video, I thought, why don't we learn how to draw something I can't draw and see if that kind of piques anybody's interest. That being said, I cannot draw quadrupeds, not for the life of me. I can kind of draw dogs, but when it comes to stylization, you're not going to be able to get much out of me. It's the perspective on the legs mostly. So I thought, why don't twice a week I come up with a little segment where we just doodle together, and at the end of each segment, I kind of break down what I think my issues are with the particular design and see what we can do to improve it. And then we improve on it the next week and do the same thing until I think I've gotten a reasonable kind of grasp on how quadrupeds work. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to pull up some images of the kind of quadrupeds I want to work on this week. I'm thinking let's start easy and start with horses, and we'll work our way to animals that have a little bit more spinal mobility and a little bit more wrist mobility. And then when all of these segments are done, I'm thinking about doing it over the course of a month, then maybe have a kind of creature design session where I get you guys to vote in what kind of creatures you want me to mush together to create a wholly original animal. So with that being said, I'm going to start by pulling up some equine photos off the internet. I will link in the description if I can find where they came from. Otherwise, mostly it's just coming off Pinterest, and we'll try to doodle them. We're not looking for realism. We're looking for an understanding of perspective on legs, easy ways to break down the shapes, that sort of thing. Alright, so we've been here for a little bit. We are going to break down the do's and don'ts of what I've created and see where my issues lie. As you can see, they're not terrible sketches, but I can tell that they're not terribly great either. So here's our initial photograph. What I'm going to quickly do is show you where the spine actually is. So you've got this nice S shape or C shape kind of look. There's the rib cage is here, and it folds back from here, like that approximately from this perspective, with the shoulder blades being here and here. So this would be the collarbone area, and then this is the back hip back here. So with that in mind, we can then take note that the stomach is wrapping around and in front of the back leg. This leg is relatively straight. There is a nice square where the legs are separated here. And then the head is here, and it's facing this direction, and you can tell where the neck and head kind of end because it's about there. It's a little messy of a rough, but this is kind of breaking down where things are. So let's go ahead and take a look at our comparative drawing. What we'll do is we'll take this and lay it over top to see just how off we were. It's actually not too bad. As you can see, our back hip is quite off. This is where it should be. I have it quite low by comparison. We can also tell that this leg is a little bit broken over here. It should have more of an inverted curve like that. The legs are okay. They're not too bad, but they need to be further apart. Kind of like that. And the head has some issues with the neck and shoulder, but it's actually not too bad. This up here was our initial rough, and it's not too bad considering it's not following the pose as much. So that is day one's breakdown, and next time we go about doing this, I will return to refining this particular sketch, and we'll move on to another pose to study it from another angle. This is a very basic pose in hopes that we can kind of understand the anatomy of a horse a little bit better. And with that, I will see you in the next episode. This is Sketch Frame out.